Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News starts right now.
Good morning. It's 7 o'clock. I'm Grant Herms.
And I'm Priya Mann. Thanks for joining us for Local 4 News today. We are talking about that weather that's coming in, that snow. So, some light flakes starting us off.
Yeah.
Some already falling in places.
In some places, you said it's coming up from the south and the west, right, Brandon? So we could be seeing some snow in Ann Arbor already?
Almost to Ann Arbor, but yeah, that would be the next area to be hit. We are not seeing it downtown yet as we look live at Campus Martius, which will have a wonderful festive look later today. Maybe a good day to come on down, do a little ice skating, at least come down, enjoy the beautiful downtown Detroit with that festive winter look. Right now, it is right around and just below freezing. Wind chills aren't a big deal, but in Ann Arbor, 30 feels like 25. Here's a look at that snow. The darker the blue, the heavier the snow. And from Ann Arbor down into the center of this, about 17 miles. And, you know, it's moving about 20 miles an hour only. So 40, 45 minutes or so, you'll start to get into that Ann Arbor. And a decent swath of snow coming out of Indiana and Ohio. So we will get into that through the, 8, 9 o'clock hours and beyond. And we're looking at 1 to 2 inches, mainly mid to late morning into the middle afternoon.
All right, thanks, Brandon. A 5-year-old boy is recovering after shooting himself while playing with a gun.
This happened at a home on Kendall Street near Linwood on the city's west side. Megan Woods is live from DPD headquarters. Good morning, Megan.
Grant, Priya, it's insane and heartbreaking to even think about a 5-year-old shooting himself in his hand. He's expected to be okay, but this is a story we continue to hear time and time again, and police are saying this was 100% preventable.
It's the accidental shooting that has police looking for answers.
The story so far is conflicting. What we do know is that this is an accidental shooting. Once again, we left a gun unattended and this boy shot himself in his hand.
It happened around noon Saturday. Officers responding to the home on Kendall Street on Detroit's west side. Police say the 5-year-old was playing with the gun when it went off. He was taken to the hospital and treated for his injury. Police say it's likely he'll lose a good portion of his left thumb. The mom was home when it happened, along with a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, and newborn baby.
And this could have been a whole lot worse. Very, very thankful this young man's going to survive. But again, it's senseless gun owners that don't know how to, put up their guns when they're not here.
Local 4 crime and safety expert Darnell Blackburn agrees.
It does, and the thing is that it's an accident, but it's also negligent because a kid is not responsible for a gun, a parent is responsible for a gun, or the gun owners are responsible for a gun.
He says police and prosecutors take these incidents seriously.
Even though it's an accident, it's something that they want to push forward and make sure that it doesn't happen because it's so avoidable.
No arrests have been made. Police are still investigating this accident. But if you own a gun, please lock it up. And if you don't have a gun lock, there are police stations, law enforcement agencies across the state that offer free gun locks. No questions asked. You just go up there and tell them that you need one. Live in Detroit, I'm Megan Woods, Local 4.
Yeah, that's certainly a good reminder. All right, thank you, Megan. More classified documents have turned up at President Biden's home in Delaware.
FBI agents found 6 more documents with classified markings at the president's home in Wilmington on Friday. Biden's personal lawyer says some of those items date back to Biden's time serving in the Senate and while he was vice president. Agents also took personal notes from the home. The president has directed his lawyers to cooperate with the DOJ through their investigation. Agents spent more than 12 hours examining files and documents.
Meanwhile, President Biden is losing his chief of staff. The New York Times reports Ron Klain is expected to step down from his White House role in the coming weeks. Klain was already a veteran political operative when he took the chief of staff job to begin Biden's presidential tenure. In the 2 years since, Klain emerged as a key figure in the West Wing and a trusted advisor to the president. So far, no comment from the White House.
Well, today marks what would have been the 50th anniversary of the landmark abortion rights ruling Roe v. Wade. In a historic move, the Supreme Court reversed that decision last June. Still, the battle between both sides of the abortion debate continues, with the focus shifting from the Supreme Court to the U.S. and state capitals. NBC's Bree Jackson is in Washington with the story.
Welcome to the 50th March for Life. Thank you for coming.
Abortion opponents rallying in Washington, D.C. for the annual March for Life. Gatherers say this year they are celebrating life and a major Supreme Court victory. It's the first event since the High Court's conservative majority struck down Roe versus Wade.
It's so wonderful to see so many young people out here, passionate, excited to march, and really bring back this energy to their states.
Even though the constitutional right to abortion ended, organizers tell me their fight continues.
Our goal is to work for the day when abortion is unthinkable.
Since the June ruling, 12 states are now enforcing near total bans on abortion, with a dozen more likely to pass similar laws. Others are pushing to protect abortion rights.
Our job is to continue to draw the contrast, to essentially demonstrate what happens when you lose a federal protection. What happens when one state literally can hold you hostage.
The Biden administration is also taking steps to expand access to reproductive health care nationwide, including the U.S. Food and Drug Administration allowing retail pharmacies to offer the abortion pill for the first time. Still, the White House says there's only so much it can do and is urging Congress to pass national legislation.
We need to codify Roe.
Sunday marks what would have been the 50th anniversary of the landmark decision, a decades-long battle still dividing Americans, but both sides now have a new strategy.
We should be pushing forward, making sure that people understand that the power continues to be in their hands to bring back these rights.
The laws definitely matter, but what's even more important is changing hearts and minds. And clearly, in a post-Roe world, there's a lot of confusion.
Passing any federal legislation aimed at restricting or expanding abortion rights faces an uphill battle in a divided Congress. And Republicans who now control the House of Representatives have already passed two anti-abortion bills, but those measures are expected to go nowhere in the Democratic-led Senate. In Washington, I'm Bree Jackson for NBC News.
And this morning, Governor Whitmer responding to the 50th anniversary of Roe v. Wade, saying in part, "I am proud that legislation has already been introduced in the legislature to roll back our extreme abortion ban and eliminate criminal penalties on nurses and doctors for providing abortions. We fought like hell to ensure 2.2 million women have fundamental freedoms and our health care providers can do their jobs without going to jail, and I am excited to be moving forward."
One person is dead and 6 others are injured, including police officers, after a fiery car crash. It happened early yesterday afternoon on Detroit's east side on Woodhall Street. Police say 4 people were speeding in a Dodge Durango, lost control and crashed into a tree. The car immediately caught on fire. We're told 3 officers suffered minor injuries. The driver, a man in his early 20s, died on the scene. 3 others were taken to the hospital in temporary serious condition.
It's the final day for the Van Gogh in America exhibit, and it's unclear what's going to happen to the painting at the center of an international back and forth. On Friday, a federal judge ruled the Detroit Institute of Arts does not have to hand over the novel reader, which is currently part of an exhibition at the museum. The judge ruled that federal law dictates the painting is immune to seizure. A Brazilian art collector claims to have purchased the painting, but claims it was stolen by a third party who was hired to help store it. We'll keep you updated about what happens to that painting when the exhibit ends later today.
The city of Detroit is expanding a program for free lead paint removal. People living in area codes 48209, 48210, and 48217 have been added to the Detroit Lead Safe housing program. City officials say older homes with the youngest children are being targeted. Families with children under the age of 6 or pregnant women can apply for free lead-based paint removal through the program if they qualify as low income and reside in the program's zip codes.